The vast emptiness of space held secrets that most civilizations never truly understood. On that particular day, the alien reconnaissance vessel Zilara drifted silently near Earth's orbital boundaries, its advanced sensor arrays probing the mysterious blue planet. Captain J. Park sat in the underground monitoring station, his weathered hands resting lightly on the quantum interface panel. The room hummed with technological precision, banks of holographic displays casting soft blue light across the faces of carefully selected personnel. Unlike the stereotypical military command centers of old movies, this space was clean, almost sterile, with each workstation a marvel of human engineering. Lieutenant Hyun Kim's fingers moved with practiced efficiency across her control panel. Her eyes, sharp and focused, tracked the incoming vessel's trajectory. Something about this particular approach felt different. The alien craft wasn't behaving like previous reconnaissance missions they had observed. "Tracking confirmed," she muttered, her voice calm and professional. Unknown vessel entering solar system boundaries. The Zilara didn't know it was being watched. Its sophisticated cloaking technology, revolutionary by galactic standards, meant nothing to the advanced human detection systems. Layers of quantum-entangled sensors, orbital platforms, and ground-based monitoring stations had been strategically positioned over decades, a patient, calculated preparation for exactly this moment. Deep within a mountain complex in Colorado, multiple teams began their synchronized response. Analysts, scientists, and military strategists who had spent years preparing for this exact scenario now moved with calculated precision. Each person knew their role, understood the potential consequences of first contact. The alien vessel was a marvel of extraterrestrial engineering. Roughly the size of a small city, it moved with a grace that seemed to defy traditional physics. Its hull shimmered with adaptive camouflage, changing colors and texture to blend with the surrounding space. To any other civilization, it would have appeared invisible. But humans had long since moved beyond traditional detection methods. Quantum communication networks lit up silently. Encrypted messages passed between command centers across the globe. No panic, no wild reactions, just cold, methodical preparation. Years of research, billions in funding, and in collective understanding that humanity's survival depended on being prepared had led to this moment. J. Park watched the holographic representation of the alien vessel. His expression remained neutral, but a slight tension in his jaw betrayed the significance of the moment. This wasn't just another mission. This was a potential turning point in human history. "Detailed scan," he commanded quietly. Lieutenant Kim's fingers danced across her interface. Terabytes of data began streaming, analyzing every microscopic detail of the approaching vessel. Material composition, energy signatures, potential weapon systems, nothing would be left to chance. The alien craft continued its approach, completely unaware that it had been detected the moment it entered the solar system's outer boundaries. Its crews believed in their technological superiority, in their ability to remain undetected. They were about to learn a profound lesson about human capability. Beneath the calm exterior of the monitoring station, an intricate web of defense systems began to activate. Orbital platforms adjusted their positioning. Quantum-encrypted communication channels opened. Weapon systems, so advanced they bordered on science fiction, powered up with silent efficiency. Humanity had spent decades preparing. Not out of fear, but out of a cold, calculated understanding that in the vast, often hostile universe, only the prepared would survive. The Zilara continued its approach, a technological marvel that represented the pinnacle of its civilization's achievements. It would soon discover that technological superiority was a relative concept and humans had been waiting, watching, and preparing far longer than anyone could have imagined. First contact was about to become something entirely unexpected. The research complex stood as a testament to human ingenuity, nestled deep within a remote mountain range. Sun Choi walked through the sterile white corridors, his footsteps echoing softly against walls that held decades of carefully guarded secrets. Around him, holographic displays flickered with complex data streams, revealing fragments of a preparation decades in the making. Historical records told a different story than what most believed. Humanity's technological advancements weren't random or accidental. Each breakthrough, each scientific discovery, had been part of a carefully orchestrated global strategy. The alien reconnaissance vessel approaching Earth was about to discover just how deep this preparation ran. In a small conference room, a group of scientists and military strategists reviewed decades of collected intelligence. Photographs from previous near encounters, fragments of alien technology recovered from various global sites, and complex mathematical models covered the walls. Each piece of information represented years of painstaking research. Dr. Mina Kim, a quantum physicist with piercing eyes and an analytical mind, pointed to a series of complex diagrams. Our defense protocols aren't just defensive, she explained to the assembled team. They're a calculated response to potential extraterrestrial threats. The room fell silent. The implications were clear. Humanity hadn't been waiting passively, they had been actively preparing, studying, and developing technologies that would make most advanced civilizations look primitive. Global research centers had been working in silent coordination. What appeared to be separate scientific endeavors were actually interconnected pieces of a massive planetary defense strategy. Military installations, scientific research centers, and advanced technology companies had been collaborating for decades, their true purpose hidden behind seemingly unrelated projects. Satellite networks that appeared to be for communication were actually advanced sensor arrays. Space exploration missions documented as scientific expeditions were carefully designed reconnaissance operations. Even seemingly mundane technological developments in fields like materials science and quantum computing were part of a larger, more complex plan. Sun watched the team work, understanding the weight of their preparation. They weren't just protecting a planet, they were preparing to send a message to the entire galaxy. Humanity was not a weak, divided species to be conquered or studied. They were a unified force, patient and precise. The approaching vessel will not understand what's happening, one of the military strategists remarked. His tone was calm, almost matter-of-fact. They believe they are the observers. They don't realize they're already being analyzed, categorized, and prepared for. Advanced computer systems began running complex simulations. Potential scenarios, communication strategies, defensive and offensive capabilities, nothing was left to chance. Each potential alien response had been modeled, analyzed, and countered multiple times over. The research complex was more than a scientific facility. It was a war room, a technological fortress that represented humanity's collective intelligence and preparedness. Decades of global cooperation, hidden behind the facade of normal scientific research, had created something extraordinary. Sun Choi understood the true nature of their work. This wasn't just about defense. It was about sending a clear, unambiguous message to any potential extraterrestrial visitors: humanity was not a vulnerable species to be underestimated. Outside the complex, the world continued its normal routine. Most humans would never know about the intricate preparations happening behind these walls. They would never understand the layers of technology, the complex strategies, the global coordination that had been developing silently for decades. The alien vessel approaching Earth was about to learn a painful lesson about human capability. Preparation wasn't just about technology. It was about patience, strategy, and an unwavering commitment to survival. As the holographic displays continued to update, showing the approaching alien craft, the team remained calm. They weren't scared. They were ready. First contact was moments away, and humanity had been waiting a long time for this moment. Woo Kim's fingers moved like liquid across the quantum communication interface, each touch generating complex algorithmic responses that would baffle most technological systems. The communication center hummed with a quiet intensity, a space where humanity's most advanced technological capabilities converged. The alien vessel's transmission attempts were like children throwing stones against an impenetrable fortress. Every frequency they used was immediately identified, analyzed, and neutralized within microseconds. Humanity's communication defense network operated with a precision that would shock any extraterrestrial intelligence. Multiple global stations worked in perfect synchronization. From a facility in the Brazilian rainforest to a hidden research center in the Siberian mountains, quantum encrypted systems began mapping the alien vessel's entire technological infrastructure. No detail was too small, no signal too insignificant. Complete frequency lockdown, Wu muttered, his eyes reflecting the complex holographic displays. Each alien communication channel was systematically blocked, their attempts at contact reduced to meaningless electronic noise. The technology humanity had developed wasn't just advanced, it was revolutionary. Adaptive algorithms learned and responded faster than any known galactic communication system. What the aliens believed was sophisticated technology was nothing more than a primitive attempt at communication. Satellite networks that appeared ordinary to casual observation were actually advanced sensor arrays with capabilities beyond current scientific understanding. Each network node collected, processed, and shared information at speeds that made traditional computing look like ancient mechanical calculators. Underground research facilities housed technologies that would seem like pure science fiction to most observers. Quantum entanglement communication systems, adaptive electromagnetic interference generators, and multi-dimensional signal processing units represented just the baseline of human technological capability. The alien vessel's crew would never understand how completely exposed they were. Every system, every internal communication, every minute technological detail was being mapped, analyzed, and categorized. Humanity wasn't just blocking their communication, they were learning everything about the alien technology. Specialized AI systems, developed through decades of secret research, began processing the alien vessel's technological signatures. Complex machine learning algorithms compared the incoming data with thousands of potential scenarios, predicting and preparing countermeasures faster than any biological intelligence could comprehend. Complete technological profile developing, another analyst reported, her voice calm and professional. The room remained cool, calculated, no sense of excitement or fear, just pure, methodical analysis. The aliens' advanced cloaking technology meant nothing against humanity's quantum detection systems. Their sophisticated sensor arrays were like children's toys compared to the intricate networks humanity had developed. Each attempt to hide or communicate was another opportunity for humans to learn, to understand, to prepare. Wu Kim watched the holographic displays, understanding the deeper significance of this moment. This wasn't just about blocking an alien communication attempt. This was a demonstration of technological superiority, a clear message that humanity was not a species to be underestimated. Global research centers had been preparing for this moment for decades. What appeared to be separate scientific developments were actually interconnected pieces of a massive technological defense strategy. Military installations, advanced research facilities, and technology companies had been collaborating silently, their true purpose hidden behind seemingly unrelated projects. The communication center represented the pinnacle of human technological achievement. No panic, no wild reactions, just cold, methodical preparation. Years of research, billions in funding, and a collective understanding that technological preparedness meant survival had led to this moment. As the alien vessel continued its futile communication attempts, humanity's systems continued their silent, precise analysis. Each blocked frequency, each neutralized signal was another piece of information, another layer of understanding. First contact was transforming into something the aliens could never have anticipated. They weren't the observers anymore. They had become the observed. And humanity was watching, learning, and preparing with a technological sophistication that would redefine the very concept of interstellar communication. The orbital platforms activated with a silent, deadly precision that would have terrified any approaching civilization. Captain J. Park watched the holographic displays, his expression unchanged, a mask of professional calm that betrayed nothing of the momentous event unfolding. As the alien vessel attempted its desperate retreat, multiple defense systems converged. Gravitational disruption fields began to twist and compress the ship's structural integrity. Electromagnetic pulse generators created a complex web of energy that penetrated every microscopic component of the alien technology. Lieutenant Hyun Kim's fingers danced across the control panel, each movement triggering a cascade of technological responses. The alien ship wasn't just being stopped, it was being systematically dismantled, its most advanced systems rendered completely useless. Target acquisition complete, she reported, her voice clinical and detached. The confrontation wasn't a battle in the traditional sense. It was a surgical demonstration of technological superiority. Humanity had spent decades preparing for this exact moment, not with weapons of destruction, but with systems of precise, calculated intervention. Quantum entanglement communication networks tracked every microscopic change in the alien vessel systems. Advanced AI algorithms predicted and countered each potential escape or defensive maneuver before the aliens could even conceive of them. It was like watching a grandmaster chess player neutralize an opponent who didn't even understand the rules of the game. Orbital platforms that appeared to be simple communications satellites revealed their true nature. Complex weapon systems that manipulated subatomic structures began to isolate and neutralize the alien ship's critical systems. No explosive destruction, no dramatic space battle, just a cold, precise technological takedown. The alien crew's panic would have been palpable if anyone was listening. Their most advanced technologies were being systematically dismantled, their communication attempts reduced to meaningless electronic whispers. Humanity wasn't just defending, they were sending a message. Complete system neutralization in progress, another analyst reported from a monitoring station deep within the mountain complex. Each moment of the confrontation was being recorded, analyzed, studied. This wasn't just a defensive action, it was a comprehensive intelligence-gathering operation. Every piece of alien technology would be studied, understood, potentially adapted. The ship's advanced cloaking systems failed first. Then its propulsion. Then its internal communication networks. Each system collapsed with mathematical precision, like a complex machine being methodically taken apart by an unseen hand. Captain Park understood the deeper significance of this moment. This confrontation was more than a defensive action. It was a statement to the entire galaxy, a clear, unambiguous warning about humanity's true technological capabilities. Quantum sensors mapped every microscopic change in the alien vessel structure. Advanced materials science technologies began analyzing the ship's composition even as it was being neutralized. Nothing would be wasted, nothing would be overlooked. Lieutenant Kim's display showed the progressive shutdown of alien systems. No excitement, no celebration, just pure, methodical professional execution of a carefully prepared plan. The confrontation lasted mere minutes. By the time the alien vessel fully realized its situation, it was already completely neutralized. No dramatic explosions, no massive destruction, just a precise, calculated technological intervention that left the ship completely helpless. Target neutralized, Lieutenant Kim reported finally, her voice unchanged. Humanity had just demonstrated something far more powerful than simple military might. They had shown a level of technological sophistication that would send a clear message to any potential future visitors: Earth was not a target. Earth was a warning. The orbital platforms began the careful process of collecting and containing the alien vessel's remains. Each fragment would be studied, each technology analyzed. This wasn't just a defensive action, it was an opportunity for further scientific understanding. As the last systems of the alien ship went dark, the human teams continued their work. No celebration, no excitement, just the calm, professional continuation of their carefully prepared mission. First contact had become something entirely unexpected. And humanity was ready. The transmission room was a model of controlled intensity. Sun Park, the lead communication specialist, reviewed the final draft of the message that would be broadcast across known galactic frequencies. Every word, every character had been carefully chosen to convey exactly what humanity wanted the universe to understand. Quantum communication arrays hummed with potential energy. Multiple global communication centers stood ready, their advanced systems capable of penetrating communication barriers that would be impossible for most known civilizations to breach. The message was simple, direct, brutally clear. To potential extraterrestrial entities, Earth is not a target. Earth is a warning. Approach with caution. 12 words that would reshape galactic understanding of humanity. The broadcast would be sent across multiple frequencies, using communication technologies that would take most civilizations decades to even begin to comprehend. In the underground facility, teams of linguists, communication experts, and strategic analysts had spent weeks crafting this precise message. It wasn't just a warning, it was a statement of capabilities, a demonstration of technological and strategic sophistication. The recovered fragments of the alien vessel would serve as physical evidence. Each piece would tell a story of technological superiority, of a species that was far more prepared than any potential invader could imagine. Dr. Mina Kim, the quantum communication expert, made final adjustments to the transmission parameters. Her fingers moved with practiced precision, ensuring that the message would penetrate every known communication barrier. "Transmission ready," she announced. The broadcast wasn't just about the current moment. It was a message to any potential future visitors. Humanity was sending a clear signal to the entire galaxy: they were not a species to be underestimated, approached casually, or considered vulnerable. Global defense networks remained at high alert. Orbital platforms continued their silent monitoring. Underground research facilities processed the collected data from the alien vessel's encounter. Every moment was being analyzed, every fragment of technology studied. The communication wasn't an act of aggression. It was a carefully calculated demonstration of preparedness. Humanity was showing the galaxy that they had been waiting, watching, and preparing for potential first contact for decades. Quantum encrypted communication channels began their simultaneous broadcast. The message would ripple across known space, carried by technologies that most civilizations couldn't even begin to understand. Sung Park watched the transmission indicators. No emotion crossed his face. Just the calm, professional demeanor of someone executing a carefully prepared plan. The message was more than words. It was a statement of technological capability, of strategic preparation, of a species that had spent generations preparing for this exact moment. As the transmission completed, the communication center remained calm. No celebration, no excitement, just the continued professional execution of their mission. The alien vessel's remains would be studied. The message would be broadcast. And humanity would continue its silent, patient preparation. The galaxy was about to learn a profound lesson about the true nature of human capability. First contact had become something entirely unexpected. And humanity was just getting started. Transmission complete. Message sent. Warning delivered. Earth had spoken. The universe would listen.